Welcome to the Paisans Podcast. We're your hosts, the brothers from other mothers, Dante, Dave, and Sark. Join us as we talk about current events, our wives, kids, and whatever else life is throwing at us this week. With the Paisans, you're with family.
Anyway, we were going to talk about this phenomenon that we had started to notice. And I had said anecdotally, I feel like I'm seeing more and more articles about this. So in the last couple of weeks, I've started saving links to these articles. And in just a couple of weeks, I was able to pull together about 6 different articles. Okay. And they're all talking about these teachers, female teachers, having sex with their male students. And I'm convinced that there is some type of, what's that phrase? Arrested development going on where these young women still think they're in high school, even though they're, 10 years past it. But in their minds, they're still thinking about high school and high school things, hierarchies and who's popular and who isn't, and feeling like because they're in the school, they're somehow involved in it. It runs the gamut. I mean, you see some of them are high school teachers. Others are elementary school teachers, but they're not sleeping with elementary school students. They must just have contact with some of the middle schoolers or high schoolers.
And we'll see what the common thread here is with a lot of these women, but most of them are married when this happens. Almost all of them actually are married when they're having these things with these students. I mean, unless of course you might show us one where maybe the woman isn't married, but and not that makes that right for the record either. But most of the time it's like they're happily married, and all of a sudden this thing comes up.
First grade teacher arrested for allegedly having sex with student after confessing to her hubby. Admitted to her husband she cheated on with a 16-year-old student. She had sex with the kid in her truck. Okay.
This is his truck.
She told her husband, and then she was arrested hours later. So I guess she told him because she knew she was going to get arrested.
Yeah, I guess. Well, how would she have known that, though?
In the teen's truck.
Yeah.
She had been physical with the teen the week before in his truck during a meetup in the dead of night. Teen was hesitant to meet up with her. He picked her up at 2:15 a.m. The kid's, it's a high school student.
Little spot where she suddenly kissed him, according to the...
Yeah.
Allegedly.
The two then had sex, told him not to tell anyone. Gee, shocker. The boy admitted to the father. This was May 12th. What's today? Today is the 16th. Okay, this is only a couple of days ago. Here's another one. This is only May 6th. Teacher told student she was having sex with. She dumped her husband for him. All right, married teacher. There we go. Oh my God. Well,
so she's got the nose ring.
Do I need to say any more? Underage student wanted to leave her husband when he turned 18. She is 37 years old. How old is this one? 25. Okay. So 25, it doesn't excuse it, but I could almost understand at 25 still having this mentality like you're in high school.
Yeah.
Full post Miranda. Oh my God.
I would say in the case of that 25-year-old too, 10 years, and if there wasn't a teacher-student relationship, like in 10 years time, she'd be 35. The kid would be 26, 27. It wouldn't be that weird anymore all of a sudden.
No.
It would just, it's like a weird thing, but, so it's, that one's, I guess, not as bad in some ways. I don't know. I mean, the kid was, I guess, a year younger though, too. So it's still not good.
I see reference to Florida, so that's no surprise there. I wonder how many of these are in Florida.
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, I think
I would guess a decent number in Florida for sure.
Why? Yes,
it's just, Florida, man. Florida is like another country.
It's Florida, man.
This looks like it was Washington State, this first one.
Yeah, that one said Washington.
Okay,
State.
this one is definitely Florida. Okay, fair enough.
I like how they think you want to buy furniture when you're reading this article. Makes me want to buy Victorian furniture.
This is because I did a search a couple of weeks ago on a leather chair for my office or something. So forever I will be, until I do another search in Google, I will be forever haunted by the exact same. Thank God it's nothing incriminating. I don't know what true height. I can't tell you I've ever looked for anything nutritionally to make me taller. God only knows where these ads come from. So I just have to say, 37, I'm going to guess, I'm going to write the story. 37, unhappy in her marriage for God knows what reason. Maybe she's legitimately got a good reason to be unhappy in her marriage. Maybe it's just not so, they don't have the sparks anymore, which means you're a human being who's actually living in a committed relationship.
Well, you know what was interesting, by the way, in the one that you were just showing, it actually said that the catalyst, it said like they were chatting through Snapchat, and then the student
said she was pretty.
That she looked pretty, right? So that's got to mean a lot right there. You think I'm pretty? Oh my God. You know, my husband doesn't say that to me.
I think it would go back to, I'm curious what this kid was like, where he is, and you mentioned the hierarchy of high school, right? Is this kid a jock, super popular, or is he maybe just like maybe he's a musician or something, or like what is the appeal of this kid to this teacher? Because maybe this, when she was in high school, she didn't have these opportunities, right? Like to date maybe the the captain of the football team. Just hypothetically, I have no idea what this kid's doing, but I wonder if there's that layer there.
I bet if you could put a chart that as they get older, the need for the kid to be popular gets lower. Meaning, at 37, a 17-year-old telling me I'm pretty, that is enough of a draw.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter what he is in the hierarchy.
Whereas at 25, I'd be willing to bet you're right. He's probably a little bit more, she's sort of like, well, I'm hanging with the cool kids here. Like in her mind, she's one of them.
Right. She wasn't a cool kid in high school. Now she has the opportunity to live that fantasy a little bit.
Right. That's my completely unfounded.
Yeah. We should mention that it's very just like a, we're just theorizing here. Nothing official.
37, you like hit on the D&D club. Like you don't care.
Okay. So I heard that. This one is March 2nd. So this one is actually a few months old.
All right.
We go.
She
Physical
was a little
education,
bit more established.
Phys ed teacher had been charged. Yep. Tonight. 39. Started sending flirty messages to the boy when he was in her sophomore class. This is Rhode Island, so I guess.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Let's be honest. Is there any, like, we all agree she's pretty good looking, right? Like,
she's definitely
I'm not
better
saying
looking
she's
than the other two.
a 10, but right. I mean, she's decent looking. Okay. Naked pics and videos. Oh my God. Can I tell you, my oldest daughter was, she's gone on the dating apps periodically. And every time she goes on them after not too long, she's like, why am I doing this? It's horrible. She got, she connected with some guy a couple weeks ago. And they would chat back and forth through the app a little bit. And at one point he said, oh, what are you up to? She's at the gym. And immediately, oh, can I get a gym pic? And she's like, no, no, I'm not letting you do that. And I didn't think much of it. Well, since I've read some other articles about these other girls, and by the way, turned out the guy wasn't even real. Okay.
Oh boy.
The guy wasn't even real. It was a scam, which is insane to me because her problem, I won't say her name, but my daughter's problem is probably that she's looking for the super good looking guys. She told me the other day she had 750 likes, like she's stunning. So she has no issue with guys being interested in her. The problem is she's looking for those top tier guys. And some of the guys who appear top tier are not real. This guy claimed he was in the Coast Guard and then, like, oh, I can't get out. Wanted to go out with her Monday. Sends her a note like, oh, can I take you out Monday? Yeah, Okay, a couple of days go by. So when am I taking you out? She's like, I thought we had a date Monday. You're not thinking about it. You're not planning it. He's like, oh, no, sorry. No, whatever. I guess I was just busy, blah, blah, blah. Then the Monday comes. And by the way, at this point, she's already figured it out. She's like, this is bullshit. This guy is not real.
Yeah. Or you're talking to multiple people or something.
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I said, I know what's going on. His shift ends. Some other scam artist comes in and he's following up. He's not checking. Yeah. The day of, he writes, oh, my command said today I can't get out. I'm so bummed. She's out. She knows. She's like, before that, she already knew the whole thing. But what's my point in this? Sending pics. And I said to her, I'm like, did you send him a picture of you like in your gym clothes or whatever? She's like, no. And I was like, thank God, because they will alter them now with AI and make you look naked. They'll try to blackmail you if they can. Or they'll simply release them on the internet because why not? And I was saying earlier, I heard a friend telling me a story about some girl who had been communicating with some guy online, and she sent him pictures of herself, partly naked or whatever, and found them on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So be conscious of that, like.
You hear about that, man. You hear about, there's been suicides because of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Dave, one more thing for you to be thinking about in 15, 20 years.
In 15, 20 years, this landscape will be even crazier, by the way.
I can only imagine.
Technology will be even wilder.
So she said she did kiss him, and she obviously admitted she sent him the pics, but insisted they were never physical, despite locking lips and openly discussing plans to have sex. Flirting started when the boy said look good and creepily asked to wear his sweatshirt before she teasingly asked him what he would buy her for her birthday. Proceeded to ask him for a kiss and gave him her address, jumping in when he arrives and parked on a side street. I can't believe I'm going to do this. You can't tell. I mean, this is crazy.
Premeditated,
It's also, reading it, I'm just like cringing. I'm just thinking about the mindset of this older woman doing this. It's like, this is so odd. Like,
yes.
And if it was a man doing this to a young girl, I mean, oh God, forget about it. I mean, that guy would be in jail, locked away, whatever. Like it was because, and it is bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, I can't even, the mindset of like actually meeting up with this kid and then be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Like, you can't tell anyone. It's just like, oh, it's so awkward.
I know. It's so cringe. It's like something out of a bad movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gosh. I mean,
like to put yourself in in that woman's mind. It's just like, it just makes me like, ugh, like, I don't know what she's thinking.
I mean, here's the part that's crazy. The student showed police several racy photos and videos of her in lingerie that she sent him when he was just 17. So I guess at some point he turned 18 during this process, sent him nude photos and videos once he turned 18. They said they talked about, she eventually asked the student to stop messaging her due to, that means either her husband found out or she started to have like, her emotions started to subside and she started to come to reality and go, what the hell have I done to myself?
My younger son was on this class trip a couple of weeks ago. They went to Florida. They went to like Universal and stuff, and they had a bunch of the teachers go with them. And we don't know the teachers really. I mean, the high school, it's a private school. It's not like that type of thing where we have a relationship with the teachers. We don't really know who they are. So we see all these photos that, he's saying like, who's this, who's that? And he's saying, oh, it's Mr. So-and-so. And they're so young looking.
Yeah.
And these kids who are like 17 basically look so much older in some cases. I mean, they're way taller than these women teachers. They look like they could be around the same age. Some of them look older. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Just physically.
I mean, there's definitely instances where there are teachers that are only a few years older than these kids, right? Like if they get hired right out of college, like undergrad, they're 22 and you might be teaching 18-year-olds, which honestly, again, in 10 years time, that's not a strange age gap at all. Like,
no,
you're right.
Actually quite normal. So it like that part, again, not to excuse it, because at the end of the day, you are a teacher, you are the one in control. And if you have the power over someone, you can't be doing this type of stuff. But in those instances, if it's like a 22-year-old teacher and an 18-year-old kid, it's almost like,
it's a good point.
What do you say, right? Like,
yeah,
right. Yes. Well, that's fair. So here's another one that I had. This was early March, and this was one of the ones that really jumped out to me.
I think I heard about this one. I feel like I remember hearing it.
So apparently this woman was the mayor of their small town, and this has blown up in their time frame. Like during this time, obviously she's had to resign as mayor. This one was in Louisiana, so maybe we owe Florida an apology.
Well, it's close enough. I mean,
now look, is another example. I take one look at this woman and I think this is a woman who has been probably hot her whole life. I think she's 47. Yeah, look at her. I mean, look, not for nothing, but she is a good-looking woman. Okay, and all I can say is, I think this is a classic example of she is titillated by the idea that she could still be attractive to a young man.
Yeah, for sure.
Teenage son of disgraced mayor in Louisiana overheard screaming that his mom effed his best friend, shocker, after the drunken pool party where she allegedly had sex with a 16-year-old boy. So this has obviously gone to court already. She overheard the tense exchange between Roberts and her son after she asked to come to the boozy. First of all, they're 16-year-old kids, and she's throwing a party with booze. Oh, I remember what I want to say before. Sorry, short pause. When we were in high school, we had a young teacher who was involved with the theater with us. But we all were like, she is a good look. She was cute, she was better than cute. Like she was, I don't want to go so far as to say she was hot, but she was very cute. And so we kind of jokingly asked one of our friends to like ask her out, hug her, but like maybe linger too long during hugging her, which maybe was a bad suggestion. But I remember though, at a certain point it came up and like somebody said something to her straight up, like, oh, would you like to go on a date or whatever? And she was like, are you fucking crazy? Like she didn't say the F word, but she didn't swear, but she was like, are you nuts? You're my students. And I remember thinking at that time, like, of course, like I never thought for a second that there was ever any real chance of that happening.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you. Now, granted, that was 30 years ago, but 30 years is not that long to have this big of a change happening. Goodness gracious. And she probably was about 23, Dave. She was probably 23, 24, Anyway, back to this one. Now, I would also guess by looking at this that those are not her real boobs. Now, I could be completely wrong, but let's just go with my theory for a second. It just all speaks to somebody who is very into the external validation.
Sure.
And so to be attractive to a young man is still like in the mentality. It's like, well, this is all that I have to offer, is my physical beauty.
Did you see this? Weaver would eventually text her own
Yes.
son.
Lie till you die.
Lie till you die about that chaotic night. Holy
Some
smokes.
role model.
So Weaver is the woman testifying. So this is the Weaver is the ex-sister-in-law and former best friend. So she was sort of in on it at
Coaching
first.
the
She
son
was
to
saying, right. She was backing her friend at first.
Oh.
And yes. About to admitted she spoke to Roberts about how to keep the kids from reporting the alleged assault they witnessed to authorities. So at that moment, the two of them are like, all right, how do we keep them from talking about this? So she probably copped some kind of a plea deal too, because helping cover up a crime is a crime. Roberts even became so emotional she threatened to harm herself. Here we go.
Threatening to harm yourself. It's like, again, it's like very teenage dramatic behavior in a lot of ways. It's like
Yep.
teenagers do that stuff or threaten that stuff.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm actually facing accountability. I'll kill myself. Yes, exactly.
Right.
Saw an interview with the son telling investigators he saw his mom hooking up with his pal through the crack in the window. The small town mayor's daughter also testified. God, she resigned as mayor days before her arrest. 2 charges of carnal knowledge of a juvenile. Indecent behavior with a juvenile. Notice, by the way, you don't see the friend complaining.
At least they're not reporting on it, right? I mean, I think the other friends in that friend group are probably like, "Oh my God, you like, I can't believe you did it. You actually did it." Meanwhile,
The worst harm he probably had is from all the high fives he got from his friends as he was telling them about what happened to him.
His hand is sore from all the high fives he's getting. What's interesting about this is so these are just 5 stories that you found within the last couple months.
Yep.
Barstool used to do weekly. They would have stories on this because it was always,
Really?
Barstool audience. Oh yeah, they kind of stopped doing it a few years ago. But they used to have stories about this all the time. So you would see like 1 or 2 a week, and I don't really read Barstool much anymore, but so I don't know if they've ever brought that back. But that was always like one of the more popular blogs that they would put out each week.
The Snow White story, forgive me if I've told you this story already, but Snow White is really about, it's an allegory for the unwillingness of some people to move out of that young, beautiful space and make space for the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the evil queen, you notice she's the fairest of them all, and she wants to remain the fairest of them all, even though she's clearly should be making room for Snow White as the next generation. And instead of moving into a matriarchal role where she could provide wisdom to Snow White, be a mother figure to her who isn't in competition, she wants to stay in competition with her.
And that story is old as time. Right? Because that's like a grim fairy tale before it was even a Disney story.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes. I thoroughly believe, Mike, it's one of the big things that we're seeing today. You guys watch that show, The Boys,
I
on
do.
Prime Video?
I haven't watched this latest season yet, but
Same. I haven't seen the new season.
Well, the young woman who plays the main hero, Starlight, was in the news and has been because
Mm.
she went and had a bunch of plastic surgery.
Saw that.
It's obvious.
Mhm.
And she has actually completely changed the look of her face.
Right.
She
But she
really has.
denies
She's
it.
completely changed. Of
Yeah.
course she denies it because she's delusional. And I just look at a young woman like that and I think she was gorgeous. I mean, she was beautiful. She didn't need to change a thing about herself.
No, she didn't.
But you're seeing this thing in Hollywood, and it starts with the oldest actresses who, even when they're playing the mom, they still feel as if they have to be beautiful in the traditional sense. Jen, my wife and the kids are watching, the girls are watching some show on Paramount called The Madison, and it stars Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer, Michelle Pfeiffer was absolutely gorgeous in her day, and I'm not saying she's not. She's aging more gracefully than some.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still tell she's had lip injections. You can just still see in her face she's had all sorts of shit done. Another one is Nicole Kidman.
Oh my goodness.
Nicole Kidman is unrecognizable.
Her face is like paralyzed now. I mean,
yes.
yeah.
And no one will tell these people, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Well, so
You'd
I
be-
wonder
Go ahead.
in those instances if they're getting direction from these Hollywood executives, like, or agents or something, to be like, you need to be young to get that leading
Of course they
role.
are.
Absolutely.
Of course they are. I completely agree. I'm sure that they are. Or they're saying to people, what do you think? How will this look if I get my nose and I do that? And they're going, oh, absolutely. Oh, you'll be gorgeous. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, you are stunning. And oh my God, I can't believe how much better you look. Telling them that they look good. Meanwhile, you look up to somebody like a Meg Ryan. I don't know if you've seen a picture of Meg Ryan, but she looks like the Joker from Batman.
Oh,
She looks nothing like she used to look. They just did the Kevin Hart roast and they were roasting Chelsea Handler.
Yeah.
Chelsea Handler, same thing. She's got this really bizarre looking face, and they're all starting to look the same. That's the thing about it, is the lip.
yeah. It's like Ozempic and plastic surgery. They all take on the same look.
Yes. And yes, you see it in men, but not like you're seeing it in women. And of course, women are under the pressure to be young and beautiful. I understand that. That's why you're seeing it in women. For me personally, I would love to see women start to age gracefully. And if we had role models who were saying to young women, like other women who were saying to young women, you don't need to do this, that this is not what beauty looks like. But we don't. We have, unfortunately, the majority of women who are role models for younger women are reinforcing to them. Look at Madonna. I mean, have you seen Madonna?
Yes.
She's in her 70s and she's walking around in thigh highs and garters. And you're like, can't someone tell her that it's over? Like, get a new gig. Walking around like a virgin, you're in your 70s, lady. You're a grandmother. The older I get, the more I understand the impact that we have, as I'm starting to call myself like an elder, the impact that we have on young people. We really have a duty to them. We have an honest responsibility to them to give them guidance as to what the next 30 years of their lives are going to be like. And we're just failing, because what I see of some of these young people, it's just their parents are caught up in their own bullshit.
Yeah.
The parents have their own issues. And
the other thing I see, and I've seen this like with people that are friends, friends of ours, and even some people in the family, it's like also this idea that you're getting older and the clock is ticking, well, you can't have kids when you're 50. So if you're going to have kids, you better hurry up and do it. And like, we've seen some people that, like, especially as you get older, I mean, obviously like that timetable has shrunk so much. I mean, you're not dating for years and years. You date, and then before you know it, if it works out, you're engaged, you're married. And I got to wonder, like, how many people jump into that for the sake of just like doing what they feel that they're supposed to do. And that's the way that they're dealing with it.
We could probably do a whole episode about what are the expectations for what life should be, because I think that's part of the problem is people are going into life thinking that life is about being happy. And while having moments of happiness and joy is certainly what you want to have in this life, life itself is not about being happy, and it ain't fair. And getting beyond the entitlement that we're owed fairness and a happy life and everything is one of the first steps in growing up. I've seen now, first of all, let's just all agree. We've talked about this before. Social media, God forbid you hover over anything for too long. That's it. They're pummeling you with it in your feed. So I've seen some of these things now because I watched one or two. It's it. Now they're all over my feed. These guys who they find their wives' Tinder accounts.
Oh, I've seen these too. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then they do different. One guy waits till his wife gets home and she storms in the house. And she's like, what the hell? My car got repossessed. And I went to go to the bank. I have no money in the bank. What is going on? And he just like gives her papers. It's pretty much, printed out her Tinder account that he found her, divorce papers, like the whole thing.
Whoa.
There's other guys who I saw one guy confronted his wife at the airport. He's like, she thinks she's going to Turks and Caicos to meet up with, Barry or whatever. Meanwhile, Barry is me. And I've been talking to her on her Tinder account and what she thinks she's going to. I saw another guy who said that not only did he catfish his own wife to going traveling somewhere else, but then once she got there, he cut off the credit card. He emptied the bank account. Like
Stranded
her there.
That's awesome.
That is. I mean, you don't know what to say. It's like that is angry. That is vengeance. That's for sure.
I've seen somewhere the whole account, the premise of the account is to be like, I caught my wife cheating.
Yeah.
I found her, and then you'll see all these posts. It's like, I'm finally confronting my wife, but then it's like there's like 10 posts. There's like, you're still confronting it. It's like it's weird. So it's like
yeah.
So it's like to me, it's like those are satire, and they're just made to be like someone watching, be like, oh my god, look at this thing! Like this guy caught his wife cheating, or vice versa, and it's just not real. Now, not to say that the ones you're seeing aren't; they might be real. I have no idea, but
I'm sure some of them are. I'm sure that there are satire accounts out there doing it. I'm also sure that some of them I've seen. It would just be very hard for me to believe that they're not real. When you look at people's reactions, I'm like, I don't. This is just some civilian. They're not this good an actor or actress.
Right.
But at the same, regardless, it's a crazy world we're living in, boys. I don't envy young people trying to meet somebody today.
Sure.
As a guy with 2 daughters and a son, it's like wow. Our oldest, this is going back 2 years, started dating some boy. They only went on a couple of dates, but he said all the right things. We sat here and had conversations. I was like, wow. Seems like a good young man. Maybe there's something to this relationship. Then like a month or two in, she's like, yeah, Dad, all of a sudden he's this. I'm like, what? Yeah, he can't meet me this Friday. Blah, blah. I'm like, this kid's got a freaking roster. There's another one got a roster. And it's bizarre. It's like, I don't know if this is true. I'd love to talk to some young men and find out from them. Do you feel pressure to have a roster? If you're a young woman, do you feel pressure to have a roster? Is it because you're flexing? Is it because you're worried that you're going to lose the one you have, so you need to have others on call? Like, right. I really want to understand where this comes from, because it's just contrary to everything that is about human connection.
It seems to coincide with like the concept of social media. It's like abundance of likes. Like, can you surround yourself literally with likes?
Yes.
Well,
this goes to what I was saying earlier, where when my daughter is swiping, she's swiping on, I'm sure, only the top, the guys who are 8s or 9s or 10s. And those guys get all the swipes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is statistically proven. It's like 5% of guys get 80-something% of the female attention online. And this dude Homouth has this brilliant thing where he's like, here's a woman, she is a 4. But this guy who was an 8 slept with her. And so now in her mind, we almost got married. So that's the type of guy that I should be. I should be getting an 8. And he's like, but this delusion takes over, because she thinks that just because a guy was willing to get with her for one night, that means he was in love with her. But it's part of just the self-delusion. So these guys who are the 8s, 9s, and 10s, I'm like, yeah, they got so many girls coming after them that they just every night it's somebody different.
We were saying this about how vicious women can get. And I feel like in these situations, like you're a guy with a roster, you're doing all these things. I mean, man, you got to be careful, because with the woman, like, what's the worst? Are you guys going to fly you to a country and then cut off all your credit cards? You're a guy, you're probably going to get your dick cut off. I mean, I'd be worried about that, you know?
Yep.